Okay, come touch Ray. Ray is really struggling with the fact he doesn't seem as confident without his buddy John here. Good boy, Ray. And he's figured out touch, and now we've kind of upped the ante, not just with the halter, but not only does he need to touch my hand, hi, but I'm asking him to touch. Let me touch him. Okay, we're going to do this again. We're doing touch and pet. So he comes in and he initiates touch, and then I get to initiate pet. And yes, yes. And then he gets his treat. Touch and pet. I get to pet. Yes. And even though he doesn't love the feeling, I just say yes right away and reward him. I know the camera's tipping. I've got it hanging on the bucket. But at least you get to see a little bit up close. We got some video with his mama here a minute ago. So we'll share that, but it's from a distance. So what we're trying to get done here with Ray is let him know that he can be touched. Touch and pet. I get to pet. Let me pet. Yes. Did that with John yesterday, and I realized touch and pet. Yes. That Ray is really comfortable initiating touch. Touch and pet. Pet. I get to pet you. Pet. That was pretty good. Pet. Nope, you didn't get it. Touch and pet. Yes. But he didn't like to be touched. Touch and pet. I get to pet. Yes. Don't nibble my fingers. And I have to watch him. He has been getting, you can tell this is a little frustrating to him. He's been separated from his buddy. And so we've been going through, we were just saying how these really smart ones, good, come touch and pet. Yes. They, when you up the ante sometimes, well, we do it really incrementally, but they're smart. They know you change something. Touch and pet. They sometimes get very mad. I don't know if that's the right word inside. Frustrated. Touch and pet. Come here. I'm gonna pet. And sometimes I am reaching for him. At first, I was very careful about that. Touch or pet. Good boy. And I've changed the word because I need to be able to reach out and touch him. When we put the halter on eventually, I've got to be able to initiate touch. So at first, whenever he allowed me to touch him, even if he jerked away from me like that, I just said yes and gave him the treat, kind of to rewire his brain, sort of that, oh, okay, I thought I hated that, but I just got a treat, so it couldn't have been that bad. And that's all we're doing now is rewiring that ability for him to be touched and recognizing the difference between he and John, that John didn't like to initiate touch unless I had food in my hand. He wouldn't reach out and touch me, but once he was eating the food, I could touch his nose. And Ray's the opposite. Ray learned, you want to come from there, buddy? Come touch. You can come from there. You want to go around again? Sometimes he makes a circle, and I know I've talked about a lot of times I go with him, but right now I'm just standing my ground and having him come back around. Come touch. Good boy. Come in for touch. Good. And pet. Yes, that was an excellent pet, Ray. Touch and pet. Pet. I get to pet. No, it's my turn. You want to touch and pet. Yes. So I just make sure that it's my initiating and reaching out. So he reaches for touch and pet. Yes, that was a good one, Ray. You see the difference? His initiation is touch, and mine is pet. Yes. You can tell he's much less happy about being pet. Touch and pet. Yes. Oh, wow. That was the best one. He actually leaned his head into my touch a little bit, my pet. Very good boy, Ray. So with him, like I said, he, touch and pet. Pet, good boy. You can see the little bit of a lip there. He's sort of looking, does he get the food there? So I gotta watch that, but he's very smart. Good touch and pet. Pet. Yes, wow, big change. Good boy. Touch and pet. Good pet. I get to pet. You're not letting me pet. Touch and pet. Pet. Now that's touch. So I can just wait for it. He reached out and touched me there, but this one's touch, and then me pet. Yes, okay, I got to touch his upper part of his face, so I'm gonna quickly give that to him because that was a new spot. Touch and pet. Good boy, yes. So whenever there's something new, even if it's small, touch, pet. Yes. That's the difference, is who's initiating. And you probably noticed, touch, pet. No, you don't take the food. Pet. He is only presenting me his left side. And he's always been protective of his touch. Right side. Pet. Good, yes. I don't expect that was the noise of the hay coming out. Scared him. You see his little nose sticking up. When that happens, I just stand here because he can realize that was just him. I'm like, well, what was that about? And then he doesn't get a reward for coming back. He needs to do it again. Touch. Good. The reason why with that, touch and pet, pet, touch, pet. Yes. There you go. Is because we don't want them to learn they can run away and then get rewarded for coming back. Then they just think running away is something they can do too. Running away happens. When it does, you just stand your ground and then repeat. In the very beginning, if they do a little startle, like just because the touch isn't taking the food, and they're close enough that I can still give them the reward, I will. Touch. Come touch. Touch and pet. Pet. Good boy. That was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good one. Good boy. Not the best, but touch. Pet. Pet. Good boy. He sort of pushed back a little, but he let me put my hand. Touch and pet. I want to touch the top of his nose, so now I need to get to choose where I touch. Pet. Pet. My pet. My pet. Pet. I get to pet. 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 Yeah. I get to touch and pet, touch, pet. So I'll just wait for him. You can see he was trying to be in charge and say, no, I'll touch you. Come touch. And just repeat it. And I'm going to repeat. I know I'm a, what do you call it? A repeating record. Broken record, that's the word. But everything is incremental. We've already spent plenty of time doing touch, so he knows what touch is. If not, for me to hold out for pet would confuse him, you know, so I've just had to be really incremental. Touch and pet. Yes. So now I'm going to switch. Since I've got the video working, I want you to see what we do with the halter, which is a little bit different. Okay, so with this one, I hold up the halter, because we haven't been able to see that up close. And I'm just going to reach through, and this, now I'm not going to require any pet, just touch. Hopefully you can see this. So I just say touch. Now he's going to step away. That's a very Ray thing to do. He's like, oh, you changed the rules. Probably isn't going to come from this way. So I'll just turn towards him. We'll go ahead and try and walk with him this time. It's like you just changed the game we were playing. Yeah, we're going to work on the halter a little bit, Ray. Is that all right? And that's his way of saying, no, I like the other game. He knows this one. Come touch. Remember this one? Touch my hand. Come touch. Come touch. You know this one. Yes. Then I reach into the thing. I reach the food through and give the treat through the halter. Take my hand back. And hopefully you're seeing enough of this. I know it's an odd angle. But this is going to be my last day working with them during this intensive. Good boy, you want to come from there? You usually don't, but if you want to, come touch. Nope, going for your circle. So I really wanted to try to get as much footage for you as I could. And they're going to be working. We've got a really good foundation of understanding with both horses. Come touch. And with their owners. Come in. Come touch, buddy. Touch. Yes. So now I'm not requiring the pet. Just touch, and then he gets the food through the halter. And then we progress to where my hand goes through the nose band for the treat. I'm not going to do that right now because I just started with the halter today. Let me try to clip this on there a little better. Good boy. But wanted you to see that a little bit. So then I hold the halter up, and my hand comes here with touch. And my hand is the target, not the halter. Sometimes he'll tap the halter, and I just kind of wiggle my hand and say, touch my hand. I want him to know it's my hand that I want him to touch. But all that touching of the halter is great because he learns that it's okay. And the sounds of it, he's already gotten used to it. Come touch. Because we put it on the ground, he gets fed his normal hay with the halters, so they've gotten to move them around. And we're just waiting for him patiently to come. This video might be a little longer than some of the others, but hopefully we'll get a little bit of all of this. What you doing, Ray? You gonna come back? And I suppose I could turn it off for a little bit and come back around, since he might take a little pause here. All right, I'm gonna turn this off and we'll come back to you. So he's back over here, and we're doing touch with the halter. Here he comes. So my hand is the target. Hold it out and I say, touch, Ray. Touch my hand. Yes. And reach in. Get the treat. It's yours. You earned it. Good boy. You can see he's a little more standoffish with the halter there. Come touch. Yes. Yes, comes right with the touch. Here's the treat. Good boy. So I'm not bribing him with the treat, but he has to get it from the same place he did the touch. Come touch. Yes. And he knows this, so he's like, okay, right, okay. Get your treat. You got it. Good job. We were just doing touch and pet, so it took him a minute to transition back over to the halter. And because this is my last session for a while, I wanted to just touch on each of these things so I can give some good instruction and guidance for their plans. Touch, come on down here, come up here. It's okay, so I just wait for him. Touch my hand. Yes. He'll get more and more comfortable. Here you go, bud. Good job, yes. Let him have all of it. Touch. Oh, you didn't touch. Good boy, touch my hand. Yes. And you see I hold the halter where it was when I go get the food. It's a little bit of a stretching game. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? So silly how you do that. Sometimes with the halter he's much more confident and just stays there and eats through it. But there's been a lot of change lately, so that's okay. That's okay. That's a good job, Ray. And now I'm going to reach through the nose band. Come touch. Come touch. Yes. And then I grab the food, reach it back through the nose band to give to him. Good job. I'm just trying to give you guys a taste of everything we do with the halter. Good, come touch, and then so much of it is repeat. Touch, yes. Bring it back through the nose band. Good job, yes. Good boy. So that is basically it, and we've come such a long way with Ray and John in this 4 weeks. So let's see, he's coming right back. Come touch. Come touch, Ray. Good job, Ray. Yes, good touch. Yes, here you go. Good. Touch. Oh, he's coming. Usually when he comes in for these long ones, yes, he'll sort of just rock back and forth and do it for a while. Good. Touch. All right, he's heading out. That's my cue to turn this phone off. See y'all later. Final video. He's doing some really good touch, pet. Oh, you did some good pet. Touch and pet. Yes. Good boy. Yes. Touch and pet. Yes. Touch. Pet. You gotta let me pet you. You let me a minute ago. Touch and pet. Yes, that was good. Yes. Touch. Touch and pet. Yes. Long way from a guy that wouldn't let me touch and pet. I get to pet. Pet. Yes. That wouldn't even come near me. I'm proud of you. You come a long way, John boy. Ray. He's like, get my name right. Yeah, you've come a long way. Come back. See. I think it's still videoing. See if we can get just a couple more really good ones to show you. Come for touch. Good job. Come nice and close. Touch and pet. Yes. touch. Good, yes, and pet, pet. Come touch, touch, yes, pet. Yes. Not a great one, but you let me touch you. Touch, remember it's about who's initiating. Touch and pet. Pet, nope, don't get it. The best pet I've gotten was one you can see some food on the side of his face. That's where I was able to rub on the side of his face. Touch and pet. Oh, there it was. Yes. Consistency. Touch and pet. Yes. No teeth. Yes. And I'm gonna actually give him that because I don't think he was actually biting at me, and he really let me touch his face. So I've got to make a decision in those things. I can always correct if he actually nipped at me. I would not reward that. I think he was a little confused in trying to get the food from my hand, or what he thought was in my hand. Good boy. Come touch. Come nice and close for a good touch. Touch and pet. Pet. Yes. Touch. Pet. Oh, yes, pet. Yes. So I'm being a little bit more forward in my reaching out for him. Touch and pet. Yes, that's what I want him to know, that I can reach out and touch him. Good boy. Touch and pet. Good. Yes. Touch. Do as many as I can here. Touch. You got to initiate this one. Touch, and then I do. Pet. Yes. Oh, you're so good. You're so good. Touch. You do this one. Touch. And then me. Pet. I get to pet. Nope. Touch. Yes, and pet. Pet. That's not a pet. Pet. Touch. So I just doesn't get that one. It's got to be the combination of touch and pet. That's when you just let them go away, like we've said for a long time back with our beginning things. Let them self-correct. He's like, man, that didn't work. Touch. Nice up close. Touch. Good. Yes, and pet. I get to pet. Yes. Yes, Ray. Touch. Pet. Yes. And you see when they come back, they usually do give you even more than you wanted. Good job, buddy. Good job. Because he knows. He's like, man, it didn't work when I didn't let her pet me. So we just let them figure it out. Pretty cool. So we did not get our halter on in this 4 weeks, but I had talked with his owners. Come touch. Touch and pet. And we realized this petting is more important because he has to be able to be touched. Touch and pet. Yes, in order to get that halter on. So they have a program they're going to be working on. Come touch and pet. Oh, that was close. Pet. Yes. Like we said, flexibility with goal setting. Touch, pet. Yes, Ray. Good boy. Yes, good boy. Oh, it's okay. That's just the noise. So that was me scraping in the bottom of the bucket here to get the last little bits of hay out. And those noises, that's okay. That's the stuff they have to get used to. And then what I'll do is from a distance sort of scrape the hay around again. So it's like, oh, that's not that scary of a noise. He's used to that. Come touch. Come bud. So wrapping up our 4-week intensive, we've got touch and pet, good boy, coming forward, touch and pet. Yes. The introduction of the halter, eating through the halter, touch and pet. Yes, Ray, good boy, yes. Touch and pet. Oh, I got a pet. Come touch and pet. Yes, good boy. Oh, you're good, aren't ya? All right. I hope you all have enjoyed this as much as I have. I'm going to miss coming out here most days, but I'm so excited to see how they progress with their owners. All right. That's it.